Good morning. We're going to talk today about why it's so important for to keep your vibration high and to stay happy if you want to attract the things that you want into your life. I'm sure most of you have heard of the law of attraction, and some of us may have heard about it originally in the movie The Secret. Now, this is a spiritual law of the universe, and it is true that we attract what we are. However, it was a little bit oversimplified in the movie and in a lot of people's understanding. So, what I want to talk about today is that the law of attraction there's a formula to it. It's not quite as simple as thinking about what you want instead of thinking about what you don't want. Okay, although that's a hard enough job in and of itself, right? So first of all, what's important to understand is that your conscious mind is only about 5% of your brain power and your mind power. Your unconscious mind is about 95% of your mind power. So that means that most of what's doing the attracting is not even in your conscious awareness. I like the way this one gentleman in What the Bleep Do We Know put it. He said, for most of us, being positive is putting a thin smear of positivity on a big pile of you-know-what. So if we haven't done the work to clear out our unconscious mind, sometimes just trying to think positive, in our conscious mind is sort of like trying to lift weights with our pinky finger. We're not going to be able to lift very much weight because we need to get the muscle of our subconscious mind behind it. There's a lot of things to understand about the subconscious mind. We'll be covering most of those in another video. But safe to say, if we have unresolved trauma, if we have beliefs that we've adopted from our culture, from our family, that are running in the background, just trying to be positive isn't always going to be enough to overcome that. So if you don't have all of the knowledge of how to change all of those old tapes and those old movies, a lot of which can be accomplished with a really good hypnotherapist because they speak the language of the subconscious mind and actually go in and change those memories, do a timeline collapse, neutralize the negative emotion and all the things that we learned that were erroneous from those situations. Do yourself a favor and find somebody close to where you live that can really help you change that stuff on a core level. Change it in the subconscious, not just try to be positive, by reining in your conscious mind. So, but the most important thing that you can do today, right now, is to find a way to be happy, okay? So if you can imagine that your thoughts are like the rudder of a boat. They're going to determine the direction that you're pointing in, okay? But your emotion is the engine of the boat. It's going to determine how fast you get there, okay? So if your rudder's pointing in a certain direction and you got a 5-year-old out there paddling, you're not going to get there very fast. But if you have a giant outboard motor, you're going to zip right along to get where you're going. So the more you can stay at a high vibration, the more you can stay happy, no matter what it is that you need to think about, the quicker you're going to be able to get to what you determine. Now here's the other news that you should really be aware of. So just like this is not the best example, but imagine a longer rod. And this is just the issue of health and wellness, okay? So on one end, we have illness, lack of health, who knows what kind of sickness you may have. And on the other end of the spectrum, you have perfect health, youth, beauty, everything you can imagine, right? Now, your thought about health and what you want is that rudder, and that's going to point you in the direction of where you want to go, which is towards health, right? But now if you are in fear, you're letting your relationships, your job, your kids, everything in life just get you down, drive you crazy, you're feeling bogged down, trapped, hopeless, despairing, or anywhere along that spectrum. Have you ever heard of something called reverse when you're driving a car or a boat? You can actually put your boat or your car in reverse. So you could be thinking about health and thinking about what you want, but if your emotions are so negative, it can actually back it up and start to move in that opposite direction of what you want, along the topic of what you're thinking about. This may not be affecting your finances or your relationships, but on the topic of health, if you are in a low vibration by staying unhappy, bogged down, worried, in fear, you could actually put that boat in reverse and you start backing it up into the opposite direction of where you want to go. So it is crucial to stay happy. Now, if you can't be happy thinking about your health because maybe you've got a health problem that's hard to overcome. I've been there. Mine was kind of an odd little problem, but it was very harrowing for a very long time, very personal, and it's hard not to think about it every day. You know, it's right there. It's, you know, like staring you in the mirror or whatever the case may be. So I love what Abraham Hicks says. She's like, if you can't feel good about the thing that you want to change, feel good about anything. Think about your kids. Think about a vacation. Let yourself fantasize. Let your mind go back to some memory that felt really good. Go to the park, take a walk with your dog, go to the movies. Whatever it is that makes you feel good, do it. Feel good. And of course it helps to have a good diet and all those things, but we're not going to get into that today. So be clear about what you want, and then do whatever it takes to feel good so that you make sure that on that topic, you know where you want to go, that you're using the power of your emotions, the power of feeling good and raising that vibration to move you in the direction you want to go and not send it in reverse and back you up in the opposite direction. So I know it's oversimplified also, but just know it's not only what you think, your emotions are really the power behind getting you there. And we'll be discussing a lot of other tips about how to clear out that junk out of your subconscious mind in other videos. I hope that was helpful in some way. Go out and have fun today. Be happy, feel good, no matter what it takes. That's your #1 priority in life. And make it a good one, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.